Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Tahoor Najib and I'm the Executive Coordinator working in Plumlogix. Today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Shoaib Chaudhary. He is basically the CEO of Plumlogix. So please welcome him. Assalamu alaikum sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. Okay, so Shoaib, as we know that we have recently recorded many podcasts and we've working from very long time. So I want to know that you have recently initiated a project named PlumU, which is like Plum University, mainly focusing into the learning and training courses. So I would love to know, and I would love to introduce it and to tell everyone that what is it about. If you can just give some insights.
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you for having me first of all. The Plumlogix, the concept is to train our youth who are interested in cutting edge technologies. I can give example like a Salesforce or cybersecurity or data sciences. So those are three areas we are focusing because we feel that there's a tremendous opportunity for youth to take on these jobs, future jobs. Like even the US Labor Department, if you look at their statistics, very strong on those three categories. So I'm sure that drives across the globe, the demand for those talented people. So I thought, why don't we start, training as well on those three technologies and provide certifications from the global vendors. That's, for example, Salesforce, we provide certification from them, directly. We pay for certification as well, and we provide their hands-on trainings. And even after they complete the trainings, they can go and we can mentor them how to actually conduct the interviews, present themselves. At the end of the day, we want them to be successful in their careers. That's my kind of passion that drives Plumlogix U.
Okay, perfect. So what was the motivation or the idea that brought you into this?
I think I already shared some of that, but the primary drive is that I think a lot of youth is not even aware of opportunities. It's about providing direction and creating awareness around what are the key technologies. I personally think a lot of people who are graduating, they're lost, or they are not up to the mark that other employers can directly employ them into projects. There's statistics that there are 25,000 graduates every year in IT, but I think hardly 5% are employable. So when I read these statistics, and that's very alarming, and I want to do something small contribution towards IT industry in general. So people, when they graduate, they have some real hands-on experience and they can shorten their learning curve. I mean, obviously they still have to gain the experience. There's no shortcut for that, but we could just expedite that and shorten the learning curve, and there have direction and clarity, like which field is appropriate for them in advance. Before they even actually join a actual job, they will have a clarity of future path they want to be. So that's some of the reasons I started that. That's my passion.
That's really amazing. As I was reading some of your blogs in actual regarding the PlumU, so you mentioned somewhere regarding women empowerment in the tech industry. So how do you relate that persona or that ideology, I may say, with tech industry in your matter? How are you working, or how are you planning on working that? So
yeah, it's a good question. Actually, women's, as we know, they are at least 50% in anywhere, any part of the world. But many countries, they are not equally participating in the workforce. Even they are not less than anybody. I feel that way. They just need the same thing: direction and encouragement and environment. Those are three things they need, and that's why my driving factor. So even in the Plumlogix, I gave this goal to my HR that we should have at least 50% workforce hired as a woman. And we are, I think, very, very close actually. So I want to continue that because they do really good. So 50-50, gender, that'd be awesome if we can achieve it. But we need to enable them, same like any other student, we have to enable them, give them training and environment. So that's kind of a driving factor for me to support women's. Yeah, I'm also, by the way, father of three beautiful daughters.
Oh, mashallah.
So
We're also three sisters.
it's pretty natural to me to support them because I think they are amazing persons and they are no less than anybody.
And that's amazing. That's really that's the spirit, or you can say the idea that's very much needed in our in our nation as well and globally as well. Okay, regarding this, like coming on to the point of like Black to PlumU, so what courses you guys are offering mainly in PlumU in your training courses? Like what are the courses?
I think I mentioned earlier, primarily Salesforce, like a developer track and admin track. And then we are planning to, in future, offer the data sciences and the cybersecurity, because all of these fields are in high demand, especially like data science. Like take example, everything is driven by data these days. Management want to make decisions, so they want to understand how the business is going, what the trends are. So they want to utilize the data, unlock the data potential, and then see what's happening in the organization. So there's a lot of demand for data scientists. So that's in the track we want to focus. We are starting just for right now Salesforce, because we are Salesforce Partner, we have experience. So that's our first, I would say, initial project. But we plan to expand into 3 other areas. Two other areas, I would say.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. So at the end, by putting it in on a nutshell, I want to know that what is your one piece of advice for the youth out there regarding the tech industry, regarding their career, we can say direction, passion, whatever, like one peaceful advice for them?
I think in youth need to discover their passion early enough and then focus on that. Earlier they can discover that passion even in high school, I would say. This word have changed now, like you graduate and then you do bachelor, then you figure it out which field you want to go. So earlier you can focus on your career, the better you are, and then you can shorten the learning curve. That's my number one advice to the youth. So outside of that, I mean, there are other things they have to learn, how to engage with the people and how to carry themselves in the workforce, level of maturity that we expect at work. So they should work on those skills, but that comes with the experience and time. So there's no shortcut.
Of course, of course. Well, thank you so much, sir. It's really nice meeting you today, and thank you so much for that you took us down for us. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be seeing you in the next episode. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.